Hello everyone, this is Jimmy Coulters back again for a part 2 to my RPG series for creating turn-based combat. Quick side note, something I should have mentioned in the last video that I didn't. When you're stamping out the puppets, both the enemy puppets and the player puppets, just press X and L1 to open up this chip. And delete this. Otherwise, the puppets will follow each other. It really depends, though. You have to be possessing them for that to happen, but still, it's just something you want to delete in advance. It won't be necessary. But now on to the main order of business. I'm gonna stamp out a little microchip. We're going to label it characters. What we're working on mostly today is selecting your character and the UI involved. We'll be getting to attacks and all that good stuff later, but for now that's what we're into. Stamp out another microchip. Label it character select. Then stamp out another one and label it backdrop. I guess you could label it UI, but I'm going to label it backdrop. Now real quick, we're gonna open this up and we're gonna make some UI for our characters. The menu and whatnot. Just stamp out a bunch of G's. Correct the size. We're also gonna go here and take down the text box curviness just a little bit. There we go. Take down the text opacity so you can't see those G's anymore. Make this white. We're going to make the background blue in classic RPG fashion. We might expand I believe it's here, border width. Expand the border width just a little bit. Gonna get a good size. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and make a few more G's after copying out this text box displayer. Gonna lengthen it out like so. You can easily adjust the size with R2 if you want to. Press play to view what it's going to look like in the game. A few more G's. There we go. I think that's good. Might reduce the size just a little bit. And we're going to put in one little extra touch. Turn off the border. Turn off show shadow. Turn off text box. What is it again? Text box. Show text box. We're just going to label this name. Turn up the opacity. Second thought, put on a shadow. That's probably a good idea. Shadow opacity. This is where the characters' names will be. Let's go through till we get a good that will do for now. Perhaps we'll change it later. Also, I'm gonna lower the opacity just a little bit. Alright. Now that that's done, we've got our basic UI in place. Next, we're gonna open up this little gizmo. We're gonna stamp out a selector. Set it to have 3 ports. We're gonna take out 3 of these babies. Take these outputs, hook them into these. We're gonna take out 3 keyframes. Okay. Now that that's done, take out a little bitty microchip. We're gonna make it a controller custom icon. If you want to change the icons, just press L1 and square. This is going to be labeled control. Now we're going to put some things in this box. Microchip again. Gonna label this D-pad, which is what it's gonna be used for. Open it up. Take out 2 of these. You could change the color if you want. Not necessary, but up. Or you could alternatively do this. Labeled precisely as you might want it. Up and down on the D-pad. Alright, we got that done. Open up our controller sensor with square and L1. Put this in the down port. Put this in the up port. Now we're going to take these 2 wires and cross them. Put this in the lower one. Put this in the upper one. These are the outputs for moving backwards and forwards in the selector. Or up and down if you want. You can already see how that works right here. Anyway, now that that's done, I'm going to do one other thing. This isn't hyper important at the moment, but this will be important later. Just a part of the logic. This is going to be more important when we start doing the selection of actions and such, but that's not going to be in this particular video, so don't stress yourself out there. Now we're going to do character UI. Open it up. We're going to start with the character names. Make it white. I'm not sure what kind of font we're going to do. The first character is Sean Spicer. Turn off the border, turn off... Well, maybe leave the shadow on. I think that's fine. Turn off the text box. Let's get a good font. I like to work my way backwards. It's just my personal approach. I want a good font. Let's hurry up and get a good font, why don't we? It's gotta be in here somewhere. I think we'll settle with this. That's a decent font, I think. Turn the shadow softness to 0. Actually, on second thought, let's... I'm gonna get the perfect font eventually. Well, maybe we'll go with this. Alright. Just turn up the text brightness a tiny bit. Now we're gonna go with the next character, which is Holmes Fujita, the big fella with the gun. Very colorful cast. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. And the third party member, Valerie Hudson. Now that's all 3 of the character names, so the next bit is going to be easy. Just going to stamp this out here. We're going to create a little arrow. Move it over. You're going to have it all the way over here because later it's going to be important when you're selecting the characters. Depending on how long their name is, you're going to want these things at the very edge so that you have plenty of room for no matter how long the character's name is. I mean, you obviously want to avoid something super huge, otherwise you're going to have to abbreviate it, but if they have more complex names, you're going to want the selections right here. Alright. These we're going to turn sort of a gray color. Soften the opacity to 76%. And now these little keyframes, what they're going to do is, we're going to take this up on the color wheel to white. And we're going to see how that plays out a little bit later. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to copy this out and set it to appear in scene, always face camera, always on top. And it's going to appear at the source of our little box. Move it over here. Allow rotation. You can use precise move if you want some extra goodness. Just put it over the character's head like so. You can make it as big or small as you want it. Having a weird problem rotating this thing. Oh, there we go. Maybe don't use precise move. It has some unusual properties occasionally. Copy this one out. And it's going to be the same song and dance of set it to appear in scene. Put it over the character's head, make it quite large so it's distinctive. Copy this out. This is for Valerie Hudson. Alright, I think now we've got all of that stuff set up. There was one final element of the UI which I must incorporate. We're going to do the D-pad again. Put this up here. We're going to add a little bit to it. This will be so people know how the controls work. I'm going to copy this one out here. Make it up on the D-pad. Actually, let's make it down on second thought. Down. And this we're going to put right here to help people know that how they select their character. Could possibly put it right there too, since it's near the namespace. Probably better. Anyway. Let's test it. There's our enemy select. Now here's our character select. Holmes Vegeta, Sean Spicer. And they're not in numerical order. It probably would be better to have Holmes Vegeta be the first party member and not Sean Spicer, who's in the middle. But in some of these games they allow you to swap your placement so that some people go first who are out of order. It really depends. That's going to require some more intense logic, and I might get around to that later. How far this series goes is anyone's guess. I mean, there's all sorts of things to explain with this, but I mostly just want to cover the basics of how to program attacks and turn-based elements and menus and such. But I think this video is pretty much done. We've got the selection all ironed out for the characters. Next, I think we'll probably cover a character attack selection and how to make attacks, but we'll see how that turns out. This creation will be remixable after this video comes out, so if you want to mess around or use it in any way you see fit, feel free to do so. Check the description for information on how to find it in Dreams. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to support us, check the links in the description to our art pal and our coffee. You can also follow me on Twitter if you like Dreams content and unique and entertaining takes. In the meantime, goodbye.